to be one of the most important things for our success this year.
Is that common, Pop, for a guy that's been in the league that long to do that and for you to kind of oversee it, I guess?
Well, it's very uncommon, for a player to actually look at himself so introspectively and understand, what is needed to get back to a championship level performance, like he was at when he was in New Jersey. The 2 years they went to the finals, and he had lost, some of that focus, some of that discipline, and for him to decide that he wanted to get that back, it shows his respect for his teammates, his respect for the game, and the respect that he wants for himself. So I'm thrilled for him. I'm really impressed with what he did.
Do you guys feel that all the pieces to the puzzle are already going to be in camp, or is there a possibility that maybe there's one or two pieces you guys still haven't added yet?
I never know what those pieces are. I've never looked at our team over the years as, if we get this, we're going to win for sure. That formula never works. You do what you can to amass the group that you think will work to that goal. And, you might get there and you might not, for a whole host of reasons. You end up on the right side or the wrong side. So we're really pleased with the group that we have, if that answers your question. And we think they have the potential to be fantastic. And fantastic means have an opportunity to win a championship, and that's what we're always looking for here. So there's no reason, why this group can't do it, but there are probably about 10 teams in the league that also feel they have that opportunity, and it's about going to work and, as someone said earlier, see how things fit as we move along.
Speaking of that, do you feel the landscape of the league changed this summer, just with the different moves that were made by their teams?
I think it'll provide good fodder for you guys to write articles and that kind of thing, because we all need a job. But it's still the same game, whether you're looking at Miami or a great young team like Oklahoma City or the NBA champions in LA, or the rest of us who are trying to, catch LA, and Boston trying to come back and, get it together again for this year. You really don't worry too much about who moved where. It's still about basketball and the things that win and lose.
Are you satisfied with the number of bodies you have at the three, or are you still looking to add someone there?
I think that more than anything, that backup three position is something that we're going to be talking about a lot through training camp and seeing what we like. Is it going to be, a rookie? Is it going to be a veteran? Is it going to be a surprise that just walks in the door? Is it going to be somebody who we decide we already have and we're just going to expand his role? All those are possibilities. So we're going to try to be a clean slate and try to be objective and just see how it goes.
What do you think of the blend of young guys, old guys? It seems like we've been talking about getting younger for a couple of years. How has that
Right.
process gone, and is it invigorating? Do you
Well,
like?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, do you like the makeup of the roster between young and old?
Sure. We've always looked more at who the people are rather than what their age was. And, we have half a brain. If somebody was too old to produce, we probably wouldn't sign them again, when Robert Ory, hit the 450 mark, we didn't bring him back. But, he looked better in that commercial I saw him, but I think he's still close to 400 in that thing.
Is he officially retired yet, do you know?
I don't know if he's done his paperwork or not. You got to ask RC. I'm not sure.
Speaking of the old guys, Tim, Tony, Manu.
This is going to be great. These guys are
They took it easy this summer. I mean, have you had a chance to see them at all?
Well, it depends what you mean by take it easy. Tony and Manu obviously did not play with their national teams, so their bodies, one would think, have healed well, and we want to keep them that way. So they did get some rest in that regard, but they didn't just sit on their duffs. There's a certain level of fitness that you want to try to keep. You can't just not do anything and then all of a sudden start up. And you all all the obvious reasons why, but they've kept that certain level of fitness without banging each other. And for the last 3-4 weeks or so, they've, you know, already started, you know, getting on treadmills or doing what they do, running Lukey's old hill out there, and boxing with Jesse out here, doing a variety of things to get the balance back, get their footwork, get their conditioning and their base done. And, you know, now they're playing basketball, so, you know, everybody's where they should be, and we feel we're in a real good spot as far as health is concerned.
Was Tim's summer similar to last year, starting late?
Yeah, you know, we didn't want him to be throwing tires and playing basketball in July and that kind of thing. But as I said, you know, he really takes good care of himself. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen him walking in and out of here, if he's been out there, but he's trim and slim. I think he's even slimmer than he was last year. So he really is serious about this. He knows his responsibilities, and he wants to win again. So he's set the tone for sure.
Could he take James in a 10-round boxing match, you think?
You know, I think it'd be interesting. You ought to ask somebody if you can film that. I don't know if Timmy'd let you or not, but
If you threw your whole team in a like a Royal Rumble boxing match, who's the last one out?
it's a riot. Timmy, he looks the best. Antonio Daniels was pretty good at it, but Timmy, he goes, you know, 4, 5, 6 rounds out there. I mean, and Jesse gets underneath him, cracks him a couple of times, and it's hard. You know, if you guys have ever boxed, you do one round of 3 minutes, and you're hurting. And he loves it. He does it. All our guys do it. But what's really funny is to see the guys that you know they've never been in a fight. You just know.
Like Bonner?
Well, Bonner's, you know, he's not exactly Floyd Patterson, but Fabricio, Fab was the worst. Yeah. You know, you saw him you watch him play, and you'd say, I'll jump in a foxhole with him. But if you watched him box, you'd run away from him. You know, it was awful. But Timmy's pretty damn good. Okay?
Thanks, Bob.
All right, guys. Good to see you all.